Hello guys, welcome to part 3 of this project. Wow, it has been a long journey guys, but I'm sure you guys are finding this valuable. We have been able to use glue to be able to crawl our S3 bucket, crawl the data, on top of that created glue data catalog wherein a data analyst or a data engineer or even product owner can use Amazon Athena to quickly write some query. And even on top of that, we are also able to connect to Amazon Redshift, wherein we use Apache Airflow to automate all these tasks. And what did we do? We crawl the Amazon S3 bucket, we crawl the Redshift, and we binded them together using a glue job, and then we use Airflow to automate the task so that we can be able to load the data inside our Amazon Redshift. Okay, now the next thing I would like us to do is to be able to download Power BI and then connect that Power BI to our Amazon Redshift cluster and just take a look at some few visualizations. I don't plan to spend so much time on this, and you can just ask yourself questions and then try to see if with such data set if you can be able to create some visualizations off of that. Again, this is a customer churn data set which is on Kaggle. Okay, I showed you that, and then I'm going to be putting the data set on my GitHub. If it's not able to be loaded onto GitHub, then I will look for some other means to do that, and then I will put the link in the description below. Okay, all right guys, let's get started. The first thing guys that we would like to do is to download Power BI. So I can just come right and I'll say download Power BI. Okay, download Power BI desktop. Okay, I'll click that, and then I can then come right here. I can then either come right here or right here. I think anyone should be fine, and then I'll click this. Okay, download Power BI tools and apps. Okay, let us see. Okay, this is Microsoft Power BI desktop, so I can click on download. Okay, it's asking me if I want to download from the Microsoft Teams. Let me see. I think I don't. Yeah, this is what is showing me on my other screen. Yeah, I think this is also fine. I can just say get. I can say get download, or maybe another option. Let's look at this second one. Let's see what it gives us. Let's see what it gives us. Okay, I think this one is better. This one is easier. So I can just say Power BI desktop, then I can just say download. Now, which one do I want to download? I would like to download this 64.exe. So I will check this. If I check this and I will say download. Okay, so now you can see that is downloaded on my computer. So after I finish downloading, all you have to do is just follow the instructions to install. You can see the system requirements, what you need to have, install instructions. So basically now that it has finished downloading, I will just go to my other screen, and then I will double click on that. It's pretty easy guys, you know how to do that, I'm sure. So just double click on the exe file. I've done that on my other screen. Let me drag it right here. Okay, so when you double click, select language English, I will say next. Next is everything is blank right here, and that's because I'm trying to install. Then I will say yes. It's asking me, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? I will say yes. So now we can see everything back up right now again guys. Okay, we can see this is going to start installation right now. Okay, this has started installation on my other screen. Okay, let me see if I can drag it here. Okay, then I'll say next, then I'll say I accept this. I'll say next. Then if you want to change this, you can change this, but for me I'll just leave it that way. I'll leave the path that way. I'll say next. And then do I want to create a desktop shortcut? Yes, I want that. I will say install. Okay, this might take maybe a few seconds or so. So I'll pause this video and then I'll come back when it finish installation. Okay. So now guys, you can see that we have finished installation right here. And then it says launch Microsoft Power BI desktop. You can leave that checked. Then I'll say finish. And then it's going to open up Power BI for me. Now it's opening up in my other screen. Let me drag it right here. So now it has opened up my Power BI. Let me drag it right here. Okay, now very good. You can see right here now guys that we have obtained our Power BI desktop. We have installed this, right? But then we want to connect this to our Redshift cluster. Okay, so what we are going to do right now is that we are going to do get data. Okay, we want to get our data. Okay, then we'll come right here. We want to connect to Redshift, but we don't see that right here. But if you come to more, if you click more, then you can come right here and then type Redshift. You can see Redshift, it comes into this as database, Amazon Redshift. I can highlight this, highlight the Amazon Redshift, then I can say connect. So now that I've connected, it's asking me for my server. What is my server? Go back to your Redshift cluster. Okay, this is our Redshift cluster. You remember that? Then take this endpoint right here, guys. If you take this, then you can go into your Redshift. I can copy and paste. You can see I can take out this dev and that port and that column so that it ends at .com. Okay, then it's asking me for my database. What is my database name? You guys know already that our database name is dev. Database name, you can see dev. So I will come right there and I will say dev. I will say dev. Then what do we have in advanced option? Okay. Oh, he's saying that we can write an SQL statement. Yes. So that means that if you have specific things that you are trying to write query about, let's say you have a particular query that you want to write, okay, then you can put that right here. Okay, so what that means is that if you put that select statement or SQL kind of statement that you want, specific things that you want to pull, that is what is going to pull from the Redshift instead of pulling all the data. Do you understand that right now? But in the case of this one, I don't want to do that. So I have server, I have database. I will just say okay. So when I say okay, now it's going to try to connect. It's going to try to connect. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. It's trying to connect. It's trying to connect. Okay, we have this Amazon Redshift right here. Good. Okay, but we don't see anything right here yet, guys. We don't see anything right here. So that means that it's possible that we are not able to connect to this, probably because our Redshift, there is some settings that we probably need to do in Redshift. Maybe we need to allow public access. Let's see. Okay, now it gave us this error. Let's see. What was this error? Preview downloaded on Sunday. Okay, if I do this, it says ODBC error. Okay, let's put our cursor. It says error occurred while trying to connect. Timeout expired. Okay, so what we can maybe try is that let's go to our Redshift cluster. Okay, let's go to our Redshift cluster. This is our Redshift cluster. Okay, and then let us come to this public accessible. It says allow connections from outside the VPC. So let's see if we are able to connect this. Maybe that would work for us. Okay, let's come to edit, and then public accessible. Turn on public accessible. Okay, this allows public connections to Amazon Redshift. Let us turn that on. Okay, then save changes. Save changes. Okay, let's see if that is going to work. So the changes is being done right now. Let's wait until that is completed. Okay, let's see what's going on. I think that might take some few seconds. Let's wait for that. But while this is going on, guys, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please go ahead right now and subscribe to our channel, okay, and click on that like button. Okay, what are you waiting for, guys? Click on that like button and subscribe to our channel. As you know that the more you click that like button, the better we are going to be ranked higher by the YouTube algorithm, and also that tells us that you guys find our videos valuable, and therefore we can make more videos for you guys. Take for example, this particular video was requested by someone, right, that has watched some of my videos and wants to learn more, because he wants to know how to move data from S3 to Redshift, okay, using AWS Glue. I have another video where I moved from S3 directly to Redshift, okay, but also this person wanted to see how to use Glue, so I'm making this video for you guys. Okay, also if you have any request, put it in the comment section below, and then I can see if many people request such things. I can make such videos for you guys. Okay, very good, guys. So now this has been successfully modified. Let us go back to our Power BI and see if this will work. Let us just click this refresh. Let's see what happens. I will click that. Okay, you can see that, guys. Now immediately this gave me access to my to that Amazon Redshift. You see, it was able to bring out the cluster, and it was able to bring out username and password. But it was able to do this, I'm guessing, because I had tried this project before, so maybe it recorded my username and my password, I'm guessing. However, I will make sure put my password again, so I'm not sure if maybe it's correct or not. Yeah, or maybe I used a different password before. You can see this is longer than the previous password. And also, just to be sure, so we don't get any error, let me be sure and let me put the username, because I don't know if there is any character that is missing. You can see that it says, because before it says password authentication failed for this user, and that was because the password that was there before was wrong. So maybe when I tried this project the previous time, maybe I'd used a different password. So now let me connect to this. I click connect. Let's see what happened, guys. Oh, okay, I see what is happening right here. Even though I put the new password that is required, I can still see that it's giving me some errors. I can still see that it's giving me some errors. So I'm guessing that you can see that it keeps going back to this password right here. So I'm guessing that it's still using the previous password. So what that means is that I probably need to look for a place whereby I can delete the cache or something, because it may have saved this in its memory. So I need to look for a way to delete that. Okay, let me try to see how we can do that. So right now, we need to delete the cache or the password that this Power BI is bringing out, because this is not the password, and that is why it is failing. So for us to do that, let us come to file. Let us okay, cancel this first, and I think let's cancel this. Let's go to file, and let us go to options and settings. let us go to data source settings, okay, and then we can go to okay, this is what we have right here. We can get to maybe edit permissions. Let's look at edit permission, or maybe even clear permissions. Okay, edit permissions. This, what do we have in these credentials? This is these credentials. I will cancel it. Cancel. I can say clear permissions. Let's see what that gives us. I can say clear all permissions. Okay, let's do that. Clear all permissions. Are you sure you want to clear permissions for this entry? That's for this particular entry. If you clear it, you have no way of getting it back. Let us see. Or maybe if I click clear permissions, edit permissions, we need is password we want to delete. Let us see. Yeah, this one wants us to add that. I don't want to save any password, but then I think that would work if I put the new password. But I think clearing permissions would help us. So let us delete. So if we delete, you see, you don't have any permission saved on this computer, because previously, because I tried this project before, I think that was why it saved that permission. But I think it was a different password. That might probably have been the cause or something. But then we have deleted it. Let's see if everything is going to work for us now. So let's come right here and then come to more. Okay, let us look for Redshift. So we come right here and then we highlight that, then we click connect. So if we click connect, it's going to ask us for the server name again. Let us do endpoints. Let us go right there, server, and then let us delete all these up to that. We delete the column, and then we know that our database is dev, right? And then we say that we are not doing anything here, so I will say okay. Now you can see it's asking me for username. Okay, so let me copy and paste my username and password, and fingers crossed, let's see what happens if we're going to connect. Okay, very good guys. You can see now that we are able to connect. You see guys, that's how you're going to be having errors also in the real world when you are developing your code or you are developing your project. You just need to calm down and see if you can be able to resolve the problem. Okay, and we know that our data is inside this public, so I will say public, and we know this is our data. I will check this, and then preview is evaluating. You can see now guys that this is our data right here. If you want to do some transformation, you can click this then to transform, and then for me I can click load. As this is not, you know, a full Power BI data project, okay, I will just go to load, right? Because I just wanted to show you that you can connect Power BI to Redshift so that we can have that end-to-end project that I have showed you right here. But we are going to do a few visualizations, okay? So I will say load. So now if I have import or direct query, you can see it says you can choose how to connect to this data source. Import allows you to bring a copy of the data into Power BI. Direct query will connect live to this data source. Okay, so that's fine. Anyone you want to choose is fine. So depending on your requirement, okay, or depending on what you are trying to do. So I will say import. I will say okay. Let me just do that. Okay. So now it's waiting for that. Now you can see that I have my data set right here. Now you can see guys, I have my data set right here. These are all the columns that we have. So now what you can then do is you can then start exploring. You can then start exploring your data set right now, depending on what you are trying to do. Okay, so let's take for example now, let's say you want to look at the count of senior citizen customers. Okay, maybe your boss wants to see the, remember the different columns that you have. All these are the columns. Okay, we have a senior citizen column, right? Let us quickly look at that. You see this column right here, the senior citizen column. So let's say you want to look at the count of senior citizen customers by gender, right? So what I can do right here is I can just come right here and I can drag that column right here, senior citizen, but I want to count it, right? I can say, okay, I want to do like a stacked column chart. I click that. So because of that, I have my x-axis to be senior citizen, okay? And then my y-axis, I can also drag my senior citizen right there so that I can have a count of that. You can see right here, guys, that we started doing something right now. You can see right here the count of senior citizen, we are doing it by senior citizens. So that means senior citizens is, we have more non-senior citizens than senior citizens, right? So that means this is saying, yes, these are senior citizens. Yes, these customers are senior citizens. No, these customers are not senior citizens, okay? Now, we want to now maybe do it by gender, right? We want to do it by gender. So what can we do right here? We can maybe put in the legend, just put gender. Let's look, this is gender right here. I can put it in this right here. You can see right here now, we have gender, female and male. So you can see that for senior citizens, we have almost even breakdown of male and female as our senior citizen. You can see this is female 568 and this is male 574. You can see about the same thing, okay? The gender breakdown is fairly even among our customers right here, even for non-senior citizens right here, okay? And we can also see right here from this chart that we have a small proportion of our customers to be senior citizens, okay? Because this one right here, they are not senior citizens, right? But these ones are senior citizens, okay? That is how you can begin to dissect these data, guys, okay? Very good, very good. What about if you want to look at the count of partner and you know, by dependencies or dependents? Because you could have a partner that have dependents, you know, and stuff like that. Because if you look at it, we have dependents right here, and we also have partner right here, okay? So what I can do right here, again, if you quickly go to the data set, let's just drag the Excel just for you to have an idea. You can see partner, you have no, we have some are no, some are yes. That means some have partner, some don't have partner, and some have dependents. Some have dependent yes, some don't have dependent no. You can see that. So that's how you can begin to explore your data set. So in that case, let us see if we can drag partner right here. If I drag partner, and I might say, okay, I want to do a bar chart again, a start column chart or bar chart, and then I can say I want to put the partner, the count as the y-axis. You can see that we can see what we are getting right now. So that means these ones right here, they have partner. These ones right here, they do not have partner. You can see that right here. So those that do not have partner, they are more than those that have partner, but then it's still almost the same. You can see that the gap is not much. What about if we want to break it down by dependent? So I can look for dependent right here and then drag it into my legend. You can see right here, guys. That's how you can begin to look at your data, okay? What about if we want to look at the count of payment method? We can do something like this. Let's do a donut chart. Let's put a donut chart right here, guys, and then let's look at our payment method. Let's look at our payment method. Let's look payment method right here. I can drag it right here, and then the values, I can also still put the payment method as the values. We can see right here, guys, if we take a look at this, we can see that 33.6% is the highest right here, and that is electronic check. So that means our customers prefer electronic check, okay? And then we can see followed by 22.9%, which is going to be mailed check, okay? You can see that right here. Although the number of percentages between the credit card, let us see, credit card automatic and bank transfer automatic, you know, this is bank transfer automatic and this is credit card automatic, they are not also far-fetched from each other. The gap is not wide at all. Even compared to 22.9 of the mailed check, it's still not, you know, far-fetched, it's still not wide, but you know, we can easily tell that our customers mostly prefer electronic check, okay? You know, this is how you can begin to explore your data set. I think let us do 2 more and then we can end this video, guys. And you know, you can also play around with these data sets more as you begin to learn Power BI. You can, you know, do different transformations from these data sets, guys, okay? Now, what about if we want to look at the count of the internet service by let's say we want to look at the count, you know, or the percentage of the internet service that our customers enrolled for more, okay? We can come right here. I think we have internet service right here. This is it. We have this internet service, and let's say I want to still use donut chart. Let me still use donut chart. Let me still use donut chart, and then internet service. I will drag it right inside, and then I'll put it also as the values, okay? If you take a look at this right here, if you take a look also right here, you can see that we have different services. Right now we want to see which one is our customers enrolling for more, right? You can see right here we have 43% or 43.9, which is basically 44%. We can see that is fiber optic, right? And then we have this DSL, which is 34.4%, right? Followed by this one, which one, I think this one is just basically saying that they did not enroll for any internet service. So you can begin to see how we are dissecting the data. What you can also quickly check is that you can also maybe want to check the reasons why customers are leaving us. Why are they churning? Remember, we have a column that is called churn reason. So let us do like an horizontal plot for that one. I can do horizontal plot. I can then come right here and then I can say churn reason. I can say churn reason, okay? I can say churn reason, and then I can put this so that we can count the number of churns right there. You can see that right here, guys, that we have a good number of all of this. This one right here might be, say, count of churn reason, okay? Let's see. Attitude, churn reason, attitude of support person. What about this first one? So this one are probably the data sets, I mean the rows that we don't have any reason. Nothing was filled out for this. You can see it says churn reason and it gave us the count of that, but we probably did not have any record for that. But this one right here, you can see this first one is telling us that due to the attitude of the support person. Then this second one is telling us that the competitor offered higher download speeds. Okay, you can begin to understand the different reason why your customers are leaving your company, and then you can start making recommendations to your executives on the best way to approach these problems. Okay, one other thing that we can quickly take a look at is, let's even see, you know, we remember that in our Excel we have churn label. Let's see, we have churn label. Yeah, that's yes or null. Right, let us see if we can just have like a count of our what is it called, our customers that have churned and those that are still with us. I think that one we can easily just use a bar chart. If you want, you might say, okay, you want to use a donut chart, which is also okay. I can then just come right here. I can say churn label, and then I can put it as also y-axis. Now you can begin to see right here that what I did right here was just to click so that everything can show off. So I'm not highlighting any particular point. Okay, you can see our churn label. You can see these are those that churn. Those are the people that left our company, and these are the people that did not leave working with us, that are not living as our customer. These customers left, that's why I see yes, these customers are still with us. You can see we still have a good number of those that are still with us. However, there are so many things you can do right here. You can also maybe dissect. You can also look at your customer churn by zip code, you know, and see which zip code are we losing a lot of customers. What can we do to keep these customers that we are losing in this zip code, in this area? What do we need to do? Do we need to incentivize them and all of that? These are the different kinds of questions that you can be asking. But I don't want to delve too deep into this because this is really not, you know, a sort of full data analysis project. But again, you can go in and start asking yourself a bunch of questions and be, you know, creating data visualizations, all of that, because the data set is rich. You can easily ask yourself a lot of questions and get answers from the inside. But what I wanted to show you is I wanted to show you guys how you can have an end-to-end pipeline, in which case you can use glue job to move data from Amazon S3 bucket into Redshift and then connect that to your PowerBI, and then use Apache Airflow that is running in an Amazon EC2 to be able to orchestrate all these things. And these are all the things we have done. So I highly encourage you that if you are watching this particular part 3 video right now, go ahead and make sure you watch part 1 and part 2 before you go ahead with part 3. I'm going to put the link to all the different parts, to part 1 and part 2 in the description below. So click on that and go and watch that video so that you can have a full understanding of all that we have done. Again, guys, if you are new right here, please consider subscribing to our channel, okay? And if you have not clicked on that notification bell, please go ahead right now and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we release any of our videos. Also, the data set that we use in this series, we downloaded it from this cargo, and I divided it into 3 parts, okay, which I'm going to put in my GitHub. If it is too heavy for me to put in the GitHub, I will put it somewhere else and then point you guys to that spot. I'll provide the link, okay? And also, one other request I got from some of you guys is that since Airflow can, you know, update the different versions and all of that of the different things that we have installed, and also the other, you know, libraries that we have installed, that, you know, sometimes you could get an error. While in my own case I didn't get an error, that it might be better if I can, you know, give you guys requirements.txt file, and in that case I'm going to provide the requirement.txt file in my GitHub. So what that means is that you could install all those dependencies that I have in my requirement.txt file, so that you guys can have the same experience as what I am showing here, so that if in the next 6 months or 1 year you are just watching this video, you can just use those the txt file to install the dependencies. Let's say if you're having issues with installing the current libraries when you are watching the video, you can just use the requirement.txt file to install the dependencies or the libraries that I used. Okay, I hope you guys find this video interesting. This series is very good and I'm sure you guys are finding this valuable. So do not forget to click that like button, guys, because it's going to tell us that you guys are finding this valuable, and then we can be motivated to do more for you guys. All right, guys, please do not forget to delete your Redshift cluster. Okay, make sure you delete every instance of that after you complete this project, so that you don't continue to incur costs. Also, your S3 bucket or whatever, your EC2 and whatever thing that you have used to complete this project from part 1 to part 2 to part 3. Make sure when you complete the project, if you don't have anything to do with those instances anymore, please delete them so that you don't incur cost. Even I am going to delete mine immediately I finish this video. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. God bless. Bye.